I serve as assistant counsel, and I'm here to oppose Senate Bill 17. In terms of background, the NAACP Legal Defense Fund was founded in 1940 by Thurgood Marshall, who became the first Black Supreme Court Justice of this country. Our organization and Thurgood Marshall litigated Brown v. Board of Education before the U.S. Supreme Court, leading to integration, as we know in this country as this day. The promise of integration is effectuated by DEI. Diversity, equity, and inclusion is not giving preferential treatment to people out of a void. They are remedial measures to bring belonging to individuals who are recipients of state-sanctioned exclusion and discrimination. As people mentioned today, UT Austin was founded in 1883, but did not allow African-American undergraduate students until 1956. Texas A&M was founded in 1867 or 76 and did not allow African-American students until 1963. Of course, these institutions had legacies of exclusion that had to be remediated. And so we have to look at DEI as a continuation of efforts to create belonging and not as an undue preferential treatment for certain populations. I also want to clarify a misconception that I've heard today in this hearing. The Civil Rights Act of 1964 allows for diversity, equity, and inclusion. Diversity, equity, and inclusion is not discriminatory. I passed out documentation from our Federal Department of Education Office of Civil Rights that mentions diversity, equity, and inclusion initiatives as not prohibited by the Civil Rights Act. So any notion that these are discriminatory practices are false and should not be a justification for crafting this bill. In addition, not only is DEI not in violation of our civil rights law, DEI is actually a way to effectuate the civil rights law. For example, if the Office of Civil Rights finds that a school has a racially hostile environment, or if there are incidents of racial discrimination, they issue remedies. These remedies oftentimes are diversity, equity, and inclusion. They constitute trainings, they constitute programming to help avoid future instances of racism and instances of discrimination. And so not only is DEI not something that is impermissible under federal law, there is also a way in which DEI helps effectuate federal law. And so as we contemplate Senate Bill 17, we really have to make sure that we do not take actions that would hamstring institutions who have histories of discrimination from fully making their legal obligations to all of their diverse students fully actualized. Thank you.
Mr. Busey.
Thank you for being here, Ms. Ingram. As a civil rights attorney, are you aware of any cases where a court has found DEI programs to be discriminatory or unconstitutional?
Zero. I've conducted legal research, and under the Texas Constitution, the federal Constitution, and Title VI, I have found no cases where diversity, equity, and inclusion initiatives or offices were deemed to be unconstitutional or discriminatory.
Can you elaborate a little bit on how DEI programs are used to comply with anti-discrimination laws? I know you were just hinting at it at the end there.
Yes, so in order to address racial discrimination oftentimes for federal recipients under Title VII, an institution will have to make changes. If there is, for example, institution that has racial hostility, sometimes it's not intentional discrimination. There's implicit bias that people have. There are ways in which people will act in malevolent ways unintentionally. And that's why diversity training is important, because it helps people who are good-intentioned and well-meaning make corrections that they did not know. It could be mispronouncing someone's name. It could be not understanding that someone needs to have a holiday off because they're from a different religion. DEI is not about demonizing people into oppressors and victims. It's about making sure that we have a diverse community that has different needs that may not be sort of contemplated by individuals who have backgrounds that aren't implicated in those needs.
I appreciate it. Thanks, sir. Thank you for being here. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, ma'am.